here comes KNXT's star-studded show, Words About Music. Brought to you by your nearest Chevrolet dealer, the man with a station wagon bonanza. A 56 Chevrolet station wagon for less than many sedans. Yes, it's Words About Music. Featuring tonight, Oscar Levant, Elsa Lanchester, Jackie Cooper, and Natalie Wood. With the Page Cavanaugh Trio, Millie Corey, and Dick Stewart. And the newest music in all America. And here's your host, the popular composer-conductor who speaks with authority about words about music, Mr. Frank Devol.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yes, this is a brand new show, and it's all about brand new music. Each week at this time, we're going to invite 4 of America's top composers, the men who make the hit parade, to bring us their very newest tunes, a song that you, the public, have never heard, but one which they think is hit material. We'll have it performed here on the show, and you'll be able to judge at home, the same as our musical panel of personality will hear, to tell whether the song will be, you should pardon the expression, a pop or a flop. And now I'd like to introduce you to our board of Ballad and Bounce, who are going to judge that very thing tonight. And to my left here, we have the man with the high-fidelity mind, the delightful concert pianist and wit, the anchor man of our show, Mr. Oscar Levant. Oscar? You know, Oscar, I haven't seen you on a panel show since Information Please. Where have you been?
I've been sick and in retirement.
Yeah? I see.
The retirement took.
Well,
As a matter of fact, it was acclaimed.
well, tell me, what do you think of the possibilities of this show?
This show?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're bad enough, NBC will probably grab it and put it on opposite Ed Sullivan every Sunday night.
Well, tell me, how do you feel personally about being on the show, Oscar?
This show?
Yeah, this one.
I feel utterly degraded.
You know, Oscar, I really think that you have been away too long, and tell us, where have you been? No kidding.
I've been escaping reality.
Oh, well, now, you know that no one can escape reality.
I can. I have character. And I have a drugstore, too.
Well, anyway, right next to Oscar is a young lady who is going to come face to face with another Oscar, possibly, with a role she played in Rebel Without a Cause, Miss Natalie Wood. And next to Natalie is a young gentleman that all our television viewers know as the People's Choice, Jackie Cooper. And holding down the back seat there is the wonderful actress and comedian, a favorite of mine, and she knows it, Miss Elsa Lanchester. Well, those happen to be our syncopated celebrities for tonight, so let's begin the show by introducing our first guest songwriter for some words about music, Mr. Sammy Cahn. How you be, Sam?
I'm very, very fine, surprisingly enough.
Well, we'll fix that. You just stay around for the show. By the way, folks, that song, The Tender Trap, is the latest big song that Sammy Cahn has got. But he has a list of top sellers that rivals that of Rodgers and Hammerstein. And tonight we're going to have Page Cavanaugh Trio, Millie Corey, and Dick Stewart do a brief medley of songs, the top songs that Sammy Cahn has written. We're going to start off with one of the first hits he had, goes something like this, Sam.
Buy me a Mr. Shane, please let me explain. Buy me a Mr. Shane means that you're grand.
And of course, after By Mirbis Duchesne, you started into the motion picture songwriting. There was Anchors Away, which I thought was a great picture, and also Danny Kaye's picture, Wonder Man. Is that right? And then I think that you did a great job for Mario Lanza on his first picture with this hit.
Be my love, and this yearning, this need that you and you alone
going to say, Sam?
I was surprised that he was singing it. I can't even talk it.
Well, Dick's got quite a range. You know, of course, yes?
Oscar, you know Mario Alonso, don't you?
No, I taught him how to have a nervous breakdown.
Oh, that's wonderful. But you know, Sam, the thing I admire about you a lot is the fact that you don't have to write just high-class songs. You can write cute little novelties, the kind that come around every winter season, like...
You mean high-class, cute novelty?
If you say so, here it is.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I like the choice of music on this program.
You do? Well, we did it just for you, Sam. And, of course, the songs that Doris Day, my neighbor, and her husband, Marty Melcher, the songs that Doris did in the picture, what was the name of it?
Romance on the High Seas.
Were just wonderful. We have only time for one. Let's hear it, Millie.
You start, the song begins. You speak and I hear violin.
Say, Oscar, I hate to keep referring to you because it might seem like politicking, but weren't you in that picture with Doris Day?
Of course, but Doris and I are much older now. Especially Doris.
Well, I've never seen you in a bathing suit, so I can't judge.
Incidentally, that was Doris's first picture, and she was remarkable instantaneously. She crushed and smothered me and everybody else. She was so good. And I loathe and love her at the same time.
Well, there's nothing like instant Doris Day, I'll tell you that. But, of course, this year, I mean, you've got the pictures, the songs that Doris sang in Love Me or Leave Me. And this one is, a contender for...
Well, you know, we're coming to Academy Award time, and I am in the unenviable position of having two songs contending for one spot. And this is one of them.
Okay.
I'll never stop loving you. Forever else I miss you, my love. For you will live till time itself is through.
And this year, you're riding high with a musical bit of philosophy on the hit parade that goes something like this.
Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. Let me tell you, brother,
You can't have one without the other. Oh, you want to end everything. That's it. By the way, Elsa, that's sort of yours and Charles Lawton's theme song, isn't it? Love and Marriage?
Well, married a long time, yes.
Well, where's Charles now?
Oh, he's in New York. He's appearing on Monday on a spectacular of some sort. But it's on another NETWORK.
I see. Well, at that distance, marriage works, but love doesn't. I know that. But last spring, you know, Sammy, you had the #1 tune in the nation, which went...
Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Spot to learn. Teach me tonight.
Well, Sammy, you just can't seem to stop writing hit after hit. And this last year, you and Julie Stein won an Academy Award with this beautiful song.
3 coins in the fountain. Through the ribbons how they shine. Just one wish will be granted. One heart will wear a valentine. Make it mine. Make it mine. Make it mine.
Well, how do you like that? How'd you like to have a couple like that demonstrating your songs for you, huh?
Well, they sing very beautifully, and it would be the worst thing could happen to me.
The worst thing that could happen, well, how would you demonstrate a song?
Well, you see, when you demonstrate a song, the first thing you discard if you're a true songwriter is singing.
Yes?
That's the first rule. Now listen. You see a pair of laughing eyes, and suddenly you're sighing sighs. At no time does a note leave my throat. Those eyes, those sighs, they're part of the tender trap. Some starry night, I sang this to Sinatra.
You sang it to Sinatra?
I sang it to Sinatra.
Yeah, was he there?
He steals all my tricks. Being single. You know, we never should have changed that key. You gonna take it off, Doc? I know, see, it seems so nice.
This is where the group comes in?
My nervous key.
Yeah.
You hurry to a spot that's just a dot on the map. Now, here's where you get the producer. You wonder how it all came about. It's too late now, there's no getting out. You fell in love and no point.
Well, that's a pretty impressive list of hits, I think, and lots. You know, Oscar, did you know Sammy personally?
I wish I owe him otherwise.
Well, look, Oscar, I hate to break into your laps here, but we're getting the speed-up single. We'll have a chance to hear some comments from you and the panel later on. You know, as you can see, this is a typical Hollywood show. Everything's big. Everything's real big. We've got more stars, more panelists, more guests, more money. No, you can strike that last one out. No, we haven't. But you know, one thing we do have is we have more sponsors on this show than anybody else in television. The next half hour is sponsored by 96 people. Can you believe that? And Jim Nars right now is going to speak for all 97, all at the same time. Jim? Oscar, it looks like you had a little comment there.
About the commercial?
Yeah.
Well, you get the feeling they're ashamed to offer you the car for nothing, in case they'll offend you, you know?
Well, I think that they have them up. There's a slight price on them. And now let's get back to Sammy Cahn here, the wonderful songwriter. Tell us something about the new song that you brought tonight, Sam.
Well, this new song was written for a motion picture called Meet Me in Las Vegas. And I don't think there's any sense in keeping the panel because this song has always been a hit.
Oh, you wrote an old one backwards, is that it?
It's always been a hit, this song, so I'd better leave right after she sings it because I want to hear it myself.
And what's the name of it?
It's called If You Can Dream, and it's by a very talented composer named Nicholas Brodsky.
And we're going to have Millie Corey sing this next song, If You Can Dream. Millie?
If you can dream, the world's a better place, I find. If you can dream, you're anyone you dream you are. Day or night, you've the right to pretend. Just close your eyes, each surprise is yours, my friend. If you can dream, the love you seek is by your side. If you can dream, each kiss will leave you starry-eyed. Castles and kings are everyday things. There's no extreme if you can dream. And just believe the things you dream.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Beautiful job, Millie, and I hope you folks at home were listening to this new tune because this is one of those you and the panel have to judge. Now, if I may have your ballots, we won't count them now, but please pass them down. as to whether you think this song is going to follow with the list.
Do I get the vote?
No, I know what your vote is. And now we're going to start this discussion of Sammy's tune, and I think a good one to start with is Oscar Levant. Oscar, do you think this song could be a hit on today's market?
Well, I think the title, If You Can Dream, presents a psychiatric problem, which I think I can solve. I have a pill that induces nightmares and lowers blood pressure. As a matter of fact, I have no blood pressure left. All I have is nightmares. Well, Sammy Cahn's record is so, what should I say, so offensively successful that I would have to go along with him.
Well, you think it'll be a hit in today's market?
I'm forced to. He's a powerful man.
Well, good. He means muscular, I guess.
I came here hoping he'd hate it.
You know, I'll be frank, I didn't listen to a note.
I was afraid you had.
I'm so preoccupied with myself, music does nothing to me.
Well, you know, Oscar, you must be preoccupied if you don't look to your left once in a while, because Miss Natalie Wood is going to give us some comments on it, too. What about you? Is it the kind of a song that you think teenagers might enjoy? Which I think you are.
Well, I'm a teenager, sure.
This is a teenager?
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
They're making them different now, Sam.
I'm not as preoccupied as I was.
Natalie, what do you think? Do you think this is the kind of a song that'll be a hit as far as the kids are concerned?
Yes, I think so. I think this is definitely going to be a big hit.
I love this girl.
Well, I think that she knows, because she's a pretty smart actress and a good little businesswoman, and she's done some wonderful things in motion pictures. In fact, I saw her just the other night with Jack Linkletter at the Helen of Troy premiere. You both did a marvelous
That's
job.
right.
It's a Warner Brothers
Thank
picture,
you.
I think, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, it is.
Sammy, I'm going to now go to a musician. We know him as an actor, but he is a drummer. Jackie, what about this song? Do you think that it's got a rhythmic appeal that kids today with the rhythm and blues kick might enjoy, or do you think this could change their minds?
I don't think the rhythm and blues kids are necessarily going to buy this tune because it sounds anything like rhythm and blues, but I think on today's market, as you put it, this tune is going to sell. I don't think it's the most original thing I've heard Sammy do. Anything like...
I only write the words.
Well, even I noticed that,
You don't
Sammy.
like
Even the lyric. I don't think it's.
That was always a good lyric.
It's as lovely.
Jackie, it was always a good lyric.
You've written more sentimental things that I love, like Things We Did Last Summer, which has is not maudlin, but there's sentiment there. It's about a romance, and it.
Wait a minute, are you sure it's not maudlin? Don't be afraid.
No, I don't think it's maudlin. But this, the lyric in this, Sammy, I think is going to sell. As I say, I think the melody is going to sell a tune. But the lyric doesn't strike the people who want to be sad when they want to hear a ballad like this, like some of the other things you've written have.
Well,
don't answer him now.
I got to go with Oscar Levant, as much as I hate to say it.
Let's go on to Elsa
Can I
Lanchester.
ask Jackie, is it a good song?
It's a pretty good song, I guess. Yeah.
I have a feeling that his opinion has more weight than mine. Seems more solid.
Elsa, you listened to this song very carefully. I saw a tear in your eye. And,
You did not?
Yes, I did.
I'm sure it'll be a success in connection with the picture, because very often songs usually are, you know. But tell me, do you call this a ballad? Would this be called a ballad?
No, this is a rock and roll.
Oh, no. No, but I was just wondering, because this is a sort of a ballad thing, and I was thinking while it was being played how I'd like to hear it just sung to the guitar. You know, it'd be rather beautiful.
I will meet you after the show.
And
I will do it for you.
But it hasn't, on the other hand, got a story. To me, a ballad is a thing with a story. And you can't say this has a story. It's a one-emotion piece.
Well, that's all Sam has is one emotion. Money. By the way, we must now count these ballots, and I know you're anxious to see this. We have 1 predicting success, 2 predicting success, 3 predicting success.
I don't want to see any more.
Here's a love note. This one says, I couldn't be less interested, Oscar Levant. Anyway, thanks very much, Sammy, and good night. Well, it's awfully nice to see true love. In spite of the comments by Oscar, Sammy still loves him. And now I think it's time to meet our second songwriter guest, Mr. Max Showalter. see you, Max.
Very nice to see you.
Wonderful. You know, you may recognize this tune as the title song of 20th Century's film Vicky. And our guest, Max Showalter, here, not only wrote the score, but he played a featured part in the same film under his film name of Casey Adams. Isn't that right?
That's right, Frank.
And you've also, I think we saw you in Night People as Casey Adams. What other pictures?
Oh, let's see. Niagara with Marilyn Monroe.
That's enough. And then he's also been a frequent guest on the Loretta Young Show. But as a composer, Showalter, Max has made his mark in many pictures, and of course with popular songs. You must have heard the Rosemary Clooney, Marlene Dietrich record hit of a few years ago that he wrote with Ross Bagdasarian.
Mama, he's pulling at my hair. Mama, he wants to wrestle too. Mama, he threw me in a chair. Mama, mama, tell me what to do.
That's nice, don't fight, everything's gonna be alright. That's nice, don't fight, have a piece of fruit.
And currently, you know, Gogi Grant has got a record that's really going full blast, and it's one of your new songs too, Max.
Some believe in love and all that it can buy. But you and I, we believe in well.
But you know, the big impression that Max left on the music industry was when he rediscovered a little-known Civil War marching song, and he incorporated it into the score of The Return of Jack Slade. In this, he also sang it as Casey Adams, and I'm sure you must have heard many versions, but none like this version.
See the yellow road to Texas that I am going to see. You know it's going to be a turn, I ask what you mean.
Well, that's been a wonderful success, Max, and I know you made a few dollars on it.
Well,
But-
I hope so. I still haven't gotten the statement yet.
Well, you'll get those soon enough. You know, this is sort of a musical introduction to Max Showalter, alias Casey Adams, and I know you're anxious to hear his new tune. Oscar, you knew Casey, didn't you?
I had the pleasure of knowing Casey when his name was Max Showalter while he was filming The Life of Jane Froman.
With a song in my heart.
That's right. My heart isn't in good condition. I can't afford to have a song in it. But at the time, his name was Max Showalter, and they can't blame the picture on Max Showalter because his part wasn't that big. But to quote CBS's new virile specimen, Noel Coward, he was darn good.
Thank you, Oscar.
But, you know, by whatever name that you know him, we're still anxious to hear your brand new song, Max. But first, you know, whenever you think of a song that is a wearing song or long-lasting, has those kind of qualities, you think of a Stardust or a Melancholy Baby, Tiger Rag. It's because it's easily identified. And I think there's one other song that should join the ranks of those songs, too. Just listen. That's the one.
Say, how'd you like to put your family in this?
Today to see the USA and see it in your Chevrolet.
Well, those are pretty good words to our ears, and we think you ought to go right down there and take advantage of those offers. Max, what about the background on this new song that you brought in?
The man who invented dancing?
Yes.
Well, it kind of all happened one night at a party at Dick Quine's, and Betty Garrett came up to me, and she said, I've got a lyric I'd like for you to do a melody to. So I said, well, fine, let's hear it. So she said it to me, and I liked it very much, and I said, please write it out. So she wrote it out. I took it home, and I did a tune to it.
Well, we're going to hear that song right now. We're going to hear The Man Who Invented Dancing with Dick Stewart singing it.
The man who invented dancing just wanted to hold his girl, get her a little dizzy as round and round they'd whirl. Where else could he find the reason to hold his girl so tight when the room was so full of people and the lights were on so bright? Where else could he sing her a love song accompanied by a band, swaying together his cheek on her cheek, hand in hand? Come dance with me, my darling. Who cares if we can dance? The man who invented dancing was thinking of romance. He was a nice man.
He was a smart man.
But clever while else above. The man who invented dancing must have been in love.
Thank you very much. Beautiful job, Dick and Millie. And now, before we collect our ballots and before we find out what our panel thinks of Max Showalter's new tune, I'd like to mention that next week, the first half hour will be sponsored by Maybelline, and here's a brief message on their behalf. Identification with some cogent comments on the new tune, The Man Who Invented Dancing, and also we're going to have some words about music with the one and only Louis Armstrong. So stay tuned for Louis, and of course for more songs and comments by Natalie Wood, Elsa Lanchester, Jackie Cooper, and Oscar Levant. Thank you.
Your nearest Chevrolet dealer, the man with a station wagon bonanza, is presenting Words About Music with Frank Devol for the deal of a lifetime for volume savings. See your nearest Chevrolet dealer tomorrow.